What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chris, and I want to thank you for checking out a video from Southern Lifetimes. Today I'm coming at you with another product review video. What we got right here is the GRECELL T300 Power Station. I was contacted by email. They wanted me to try out this product, see how I like it, and then give my honest review. So here goes the box that it came in. Pretty basic box. Has their branding on the front and some specs on the side. Now, what was in the box? You got your product manual, and you got 3 different cords for 3 different charging methods. So you can use a solar panel to charge this power station. Unfortunately, it doesn't come with a solar panel, but you can purchase that separately on their website. So here's the cord to use that charging method. It also comes with a charger for your carport. That uses like your old cigarette style lighter type deal. And here's a cord for wall charging. That plugs up to your regular house outlet. Alright, so if you were to purchase the solar panel, it says it can be charged from the solar panel in about 5 to 9 hours. So it's going to charge at its fastest on a bright sunny day. And of course, on an overcast, cloudy day, it's going to be a little slower. All right, using the carport charger, it says 7 to 9 hours. Using the wall charger, 6 to 7 hours. Now, I find that for the wall charger to be pretty spot on, because I have ran this power station down to 0, and then I used the wall charger to charge it back up, and it did take right in between 6 to 7 hours. So I've tested that, and it is pretty spot on. All right, so now the size of this thing kind of reminds me of a small car battery. I like how it has the rubberized edges. That kind of protects it if you bump it up against anything or you drop it. I like that it has this carry handle. It's pretty light too. It's only like 7.2 pounds. I put it on the scale and it did say 7.2 pounds. All right, now from side to side, it's about 9 inches long. From front to back, about 6 inches wide, and it's about 6 inches high too. And you got a pretty basic layout on the front. You only got 4 buttons, so pretty basic layout, pretty simple. On the sides, you got some vents for the cooling fans. So you got a vent on that side, vent on the other side, nothing on the back, nothing on the bottom. Only thing on top is your carry handle. It also has a flashlight that can be used while the unit is on or off. I like that. There goes the light. If you double click it, it'll go into SOS mode. You know, that comes in handy if you're on the side of the road or something. Lets other cars know something is going on, and they should slow down. All right, press it again. You get a solid light. One more time, it goes off. All right, so the AC side is rated at 330 watts. So you have your DC section, which is your cigarette lighter style port. You got your USB section, and then you got your AC section over here. All right, that's your regular 110 power outlet like you see in the house. All right, you press this top button here. This is your power button. You press that to turn it on. You'll see the screen light up. And then let's say you want to use the cigarette lighter port or the USB side. Press the DC button. That'll turn all that stuff on. Let's say you want to use the 110 power outlet or the AC side. Press that button. That'll turn that on. And when you turn this on, you know, you get how much battery life you got left. And then if we don't have anything plugged up to it now, but if you plug up some, it's going to show you how many watts each section is using. So you get a DC out. It says 0 watts right now, but that's for this port here, the cigarette lighter style port. And USB out, that's for your 4 USB ports. You got 2 USB-C ports, 2 USB-A ports, and then you got your AC out. That's for your AC outlet. All right, then you got a port here. That's for your charger. Okay. Now, what I'm gonna do here in a moment is I'm gonna plug up a few things and show you how it's gonna show the wattage of the different areas and stuff like that. All right, so let me see. There was something else I wanted to go over in here. Okay, it has a little section in the manual that tells you what it powers, and it kind of gives you some examples, some numbers, and all that type of stuff. For instance, like it says, it'll recharge a laptop around 6 charges. It'll power a 32-inch TV 4 hours. Recharge a GoPro 42 times. It'll power a 4-watt floodlight around 62 hours. A mini fridge, a 40-watt mini fridge around 6 hours, etc., etc. I haven't tested all that stuff, but what I have tested is I hooked it up to my laptop, which you see behind me. And this is a pretty powerful laptop. This is what I use for video editing and photo editing. This one right here, I have two, but this was the main one I use for that stuff. On the other one, I mostly use that for streaming, checking emails, and that type of stuff. It ran my laptop while I was working on it for about 4 hours. Or I should say just about exactly 4 hours. I ran it down to 0. And then that's when I used the wall charger to charge it back up. And it did take a little over 6 hours to charge it back up. Right around about that, just over 6 hours, it was at 90%. So 6 to 7 hours is about right from what it says in the manual when you're using the wall charger. All right. Now, who is this for? Who's going to use this? Well, if you're like me and you use a lot of electronics and you travel around a lot, so the people who have already viewed this channel, you see that I create a lot of YouTube content. I do a lot of hunting and fishing, and I like to record those adventures. And I do all that stuff away from home. I mean, like sometimes miles from home. And whenever I use those cameras, of course, I want to recharge them. And a lot of times what I do is I recharge them with this thing. I mean, since I've had it, I've kept it in the truck with me. So I do like it. My only gripe really so far is that 6 to 7 hours to recharge it is kind of long in my opinion. If they could get that down to 2, 3, 4 hours, I think that would be way better. But, you know, no big gripe, but I wish it did charge faster. All right. So, you know, when you're camping, you're sitting outside, having a fish fry, barbecue or something like that, you know, multiple people can charge their phone. You can plug up your Bluetooth speaker. You can plug up a fan. The only thing you probably wouldn't really want to run is maybe a big space heater. Real big items that use heating elements, stuff like that. I have seen people on some other YouTube review videos using it to power heaters and little small vacuums and stuff like that. So, yeah. But hey, I'm about to plug up some items and then show you how it reads the wattage of those items and stuff like that. So I'll be right back in a moment. All right, so now, before I get to talking about these wattage numbers, I forgot to mention that I did use it to power our modem, our internet modem all night. One night that the power went out. I can't remember if it was a storm going on or something, but the power went out. And just so we could at least have the internet, I plugged the internet modem up to it. It was about 8 p.m. at night, 8 something at night. And it did power it all night until we fell asleep and all that, on through the night. When I got up in the morning, it was at 0, but it did power it all night while we were up. And eventually we fell asleep. It was still powering it then, but sometime, I guess early in the morning, it ran down to 0. All right, so I have my studio light plugged up. I have a GoPro plugged up. It is on. I have the old school iPod plugged up. And my Rode wireless mics. It's two mics and a receiver in there. And they're similar to this DJI mic I'm wearing now. All right, so now we're looking at the screen. You can see the power station is at 63% battery life left. You see the DC out says 0 because that's only going to represent this 12-volt port right here. We're using 3 of the USB ports. Right now it's reading 0, and that's because, I mean, my GoPro is fully charged at 0%. The iPod, it isn't playing anything, it's just on, and it is just about at full charge. And the Rode wireless mics are at full charge, so it's not reading much right now. Okay, the AC out. I got my studio light hooked up to it. It's running at 85 watts. All right, so you know those numbers, they just give you an idea of how much wattage you're running. Like I said, this thing is rated up to 330 watts. And as you see, you can use all these ports at once. And it has its own protection. So I think if you get up to around 360 watts, it'll just shut off. And then you can turn it back on. But you know, if you're still using too many watts, it'll just shut off again. But if you get up too high in the wattage, it'll shut off. I mean, maybe just unplug something or whatever you're using, turn down the power usage on it, and then you can turn it back on. So, all right, again, so who is this for? I mean, if you travel a lot, go outdoors a lot, you like to go camping and stuff like that, you don't want to haul around big generators and stuff like that, I think this would be good for those type of people. Or maybe, you know, you're looking for your first power station or just something basic and lightweight you can carry. And I mean, if this isn't enough power for you, they do have some bigger models that put out a lot more power. I mean, they get way up there in the wattage range. I mean, you need 1,000 watts, stuff like that. Just go on their website. So I really like it so far. Like I said, my only gripe is that it takes so long to charge. 6 to 7 hours is quite a while for me. But when I'm just doing something like charging my cameras and stuff like that on the go, because I am also more of a mobile type photo and video type guy. Even though I mainly do YouTube, I do some photo and video work on the side, and it's perfect for that type of stuff to help me keep my camera batteries charged. I always got multiple GoPros with me, my main camera that I'm doing this video with. Yeah, it comes in handy for stuff like that. Now, if you're more advanced and you've been into these types of power stations, you may want something bigger. You may want to run a refrigerator. Let's say you got a commercial rig and you don't have a power inverter yet, or maybe you just don't want to get one. Maybe the company won't let you put one in the truck. You're probably going to want one bigger than this, because this may run that mini fridge for a day or less than a day. You want something that's going to run it for a good long while. So basic, simple, good for somebody looking to get their first power station, or you just, don't need too much power. I think this would be perfect for those types of people. Right now, at the making of this video, this unit here costs $169 on their website. If you're interested and want to give this thing a look, I have a link down in the description of this video. Also, there's a discount code. Use that if you think about buying this thing, and you should get a few bucks off. All right, so that's it. This is the GRECELL T3 Portable Power Station. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. If you like this video, please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.